Welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer here with your second episode of Peace Talk, where for now I'm interviewing phenomenal astrologers and YouTube personalities so we could get a glimpse into what's in store with this new age we're in. So today's a great episode. My guest today I actually met when I volunteered in Soul Garden, and we actually had a Google Live Hangout called Love Bites, and it was great because our risings are on opposite signs, so we work very well together. And today I present Carolyn Mayberry. The Y is actually silent.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited. As Mike knows, I've been like, I'm really excited. Because, yeah, like you said, we were on Love Bites together. Man, good times. That was actually just this last summer. Feels like so much longer ago.
Wait, it was just this last summer, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, it does feel like at least a year or something.
I know. No, it's not even been a year, no. Yeah. We did quite a few episodes.
Yeah, we did. All pretty interesting and risque and controversial, I shall say.
Absolutely.
I was lying, by the way. I said the Y was silent. I called you Carolyn Mayberry.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? But I was too excited. I was like, oh, hi!
Oh, God.
I forgot that we had opposite rising signs.
Yeah, and I think yours is your degree is like near 27, right?
29.
29, yeah, it's like exact opposite.
Are you 27?
27 degree. My Mercury is 29 degree Taurus, though, so
I didn't know that.
It's right on your descendant.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is weird. Damn, I didn't know that.
The more you know.
Astrology.
Hashtag astrology, hashtag the more you know.
Yeah, with the rainbow, the meme.
That'd be so cool if I could just like make a rainbow appear from my hands, but Google doesn't have that technology yet. So.
Well, how'd you make your profile picture? Because it's so perfect.
My profile?
Yeah, the one where you're like a wizard and you've got the book and it's like magical.
Oh yeah, my friend Andrea, she's
the shit.
Yeah, she's an Aquarius. She's really she's a triple Aquarius. She has Sun, Moon, and Rising there. Yeah,
damn.
It's true. All my North
What's she look like?
MC. She looks pretty. That's
weird.
Nah.
Is she weird, kind of?
She could pull off. All right. Yeah, she's the kind of woman that she is really beautiful if she wants to dress that way, but she'd rather dress like,
however.
Kind of. I don't want to say tomboyish. Yeah. She doesn't really.
Whatever her style is, because Aquariuses are not gonna dress up to be trendy. They're gonna hit the trends.
I saw her dress up for. She posted a picture where she was at this launch party, and she was in a nice dress. I was like, whoa. I'd never seen her wear something like that before, but yeah. Interestingly enough, now that we're talking about astrology, would you like to tell us? It's awesome. I can't deny it. It is the shit. How did you get into astrology, Carolyn? Like, how did they call you? How were you initiated into this world?
Okay, so I was a senior in high school, and I was basically just, being a senior, getting ready for college, and I actually met my boyfriend at that time. And he was a couple years older and always talked about being a Virgo. And I didn't really know much about astrology besides the fact that I'm a Cancer. And at that time, my philosophy on astrology was, I believe in it. Can I talk? I believe in it if I'm having a 5-star day. But if I'm not, then fuck it. But lo and behold, because he always was talking about he's a Virgo, yada yada, I was like, well, what's a Virgo? Well, what's a Cancer? Googled myself, Cancer that is, and was just really I immediately, after I Googled Cancer, knew that there was something a lot deeper to astrology. And once you start with your sun sign, I think that's a great jumping off point if you're just getting into astrology. Start with your sun sign and Google the traits, learn about your sign, and tell me you don't resonate with it. And from there, you want to know what they're talking about when they say aspects, transits, planets in the signs, and you wonder where yours are. So, you know, thank God for the internet. Honestly, I fucking love the internet. But you go from there, and I still to this day am just I'm just getting my feet wet in astrology. That's how much there is still to learn. It's crazy. What about you?
Oh, turn the questions around. That's what it is. All right. Well, how did I get into astrology? That's a good question. Back in the days before Jupiter transited my rising sign and was traveling through my 12th house of spirituality, making me wonder what is it I should believe in, because Jupiter is all about belief. I was really into Christianity because my mother raised me as a Christian, and I started taking it seriously after, like, around the time Harold Camping was like, the world was going to end. And I was like, I know the world's not going to end, but I'm probably going to go to hell because I haven't really, you know, followed Jesus truly. So, you know, and it was in Taurus, so of course I'd be like a judgmental Christian during that whole year, because Tauruses are like the most judgmental sign ever. But
Don't say that. I don't know, actually. Who is this sign?
It's okay, because the thing with Taurus is they rule values, so they know how to judge things. It's just once they turn like 30 and past that, they just think the same. They'll think a certain way for the rest of their life, and even the most carefree Taurus will just become that old person that's like, oh, you young whippersnappers. I mean, that's a stereotype, but I would say it's a tie between Taurus, Capricorn, and Aquarius.
Aquarius?
Yeah, they're really open-minded, but on the low, they're like, they won't judge you, but they'll like put you in a box, even though they want to think outside the box. It's weird.
I can see that. Because, yeah, they aren't like judgmental, like, oh, you're not preppy, you can't sit with us. But they are like more judgmental about like your personality if they don't like you. Like, yeah. I've had a couple Aquarius people like that, but yeah, I would say Capricorn is the most judgmental. Oh, duh, Virgo. Come on, Virgo is like judgy.
Well, Virgo doesn't judge, they more criticize. So,
yeah, but they come off as judgmental because, well,
exactly.
I guess you're right. It is just critical, but me as a Cancer, I'm like, you're criticizing me? Stop judging me. Blah, blah, blah.
Virgo, you will always catch flack every episode.
No, my boyfriend's a Virgo. I love Virgos. My Mars and Venus are conjunct in Virgo in the 9th house.
Oh, word. That must be heavenly. That's awesome.
It's pretty good. Actually, there's 2 other planets in my 9th house, Jupiter and Mercury, but they're in Leo.
Jupiter in the 9th, like, because Jupiter's at home in the 9th, and I always, like, go gaga when I see that in a chart. Like, I'm so jealous of you. It's made me extremely curious as a person. Like, I am unsatiably curious to find the truth and to get all the different perspectives and understand what's going on, the big picture. I'm all about the big picture. Like, I don't just have one interest, astrology. A lot of people put me in the peg of I'm into politics. I would never describe myself that way. Really, I just follow the news and have formed my own, opinions and my own beliefs on why what's going on is happening and why I think this world is going to shit. And that's, I think, probably because my Jupiter in the 9th house, along with my Mercury there, so I'm always blabbering on social media about my opinions about it. Plus, yeah, like my Mercury is exactly square my Pluto in Scorpio. Oh,
which is the 12th.
Interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah. That's very, very interesting. Mercury in the ninth house too, because it likes to be in the third, but it just forces your mind to expand. When it's good that Jupiter's there too, so it won't be so hard.
That's another thing is I never feel like I know everything. I don't feel like I know everything about any topic, so I'm always open to learn more. That's not to say, though, that I'll just listen to you if you're just telling me a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to spot it like that, you know? But I'm like a sponge, basically. I love learning. It's like, yes, it makes me feel powerful. I just realized that my Mercury square my Pluto, that's probably why. Like, I feel like knowledge is power.
And Pluto is like, it rules your chart because you're a Scorpio.
That I am.
Look at the swag on that one.
That's my favorite part about my chart, to be honest.
Word. And your 8th house sun, which is the strongest house since you're Scorpio rising. So there's no fooling you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I just realized I was about to pull a Gemini moment and not finish my story right now. I almost forgot. But long story short, yeah, I did the whole Christian thing. I studied the Bible, realized it wasn't what I was taught it was, and that was when Mars went retrograde last time, and I started in Virgo actually, and I started studying. I started watching horoscopes because that was the first time I ever really ventured into astrology. I thought it was of the devil and not really like real like that. And I got a reading with David Palmer, I think, and Christopher Oteki. And that's when I was like, whoa, I didn't know chart readings could be like this. And my moon's in the 9th house, so I need to learn.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Capricorn right on my Saturn, which is like... Ugh.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I'm slowly becoming a cold bastard. Slowly.
Well, damn, that's heavy, man. That's some heavy shit.
Oh, yeah, trust me.
You're like, yeah, yep.
Because my Jupiter is in Cancer, so I'm this very compassionate dude, but then my emotions just could shut off. It's like, since I'm a Gemini, I can have both energies and whatnot.
So your Jupiter return is coming up then?
Yes, it is!
There's the jokes! You got jokes! It's your Jupiter return!
Yes, all day. But enough about me. Let's talk more about you, Carolyn, because this is what this episode is about. And I'm very interested. First and foremost, if you would love to check out Carolyn on YouTube, why don't you tell us where we can find you?
Well, my YouTube channel, it's Carolyn Mayberry 18, I think, is my username, but you can probably find me by Googling Carolyn Mayberry. But my YouTube channel is something that I just started, so it's just kind of a baby, and I appreciate every single subscriber, so please head on. If you like astrology, too. I mean, I've only got like 20 videos up there now, but I'm trying to build up my channel, and because I just needed a place where I could talk about astrology.
An outlet. We all need that outlet. I liked your recent Sagittarius versus Gemini video. That was really insightful. I like that.
Yeah, I am about to finish my opposite sign series, which I didn't really plan on doing an opposite sign series, but it just kind of ended up that way. And I've got Cancer versus Capricorn and Leo versus Aquarius that I need to do. So.
What is oh, by the way, for you lazy people who cannot type in the username, because I know you'll be lazy, it's too long, I put it in the description box if you want to find her channel.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
No problem, you know I got you, it's all good. So, being a Cancer, you know, we talked last week with the Libra, and you know what's very interesting? This is how I know, like, this is all universally meant to be. I just realized you have a Libra moon, and my next guest has a Cancer moon, and your son's a Cancer. See this chain that's going on here? It's kind of crazy. But being a Cancer, how is your experience of astrology and the way you teach it different, like from a Cancer and water sign perspective?
Well, for me, astrology, the reason why I love it is because it makes me feel parts of myself and kind of put into words things about myself that I have always felt but never would have ever kind of encapsulated or recognized without being directed that way by, researching my chart. So what I normally do, I don't do it on purpose, but I always am focusing on the feelings and how something makes me feel. If it's good, if it's bad, jealousy, pride, whatever it is, there's always a reason behind it, and people can control their emotions. As a Cancer, that's something that I have still am trying to master, because we are literally in the moment. Every single moment is different because we just go with our feelings. It's not something that's conscious. It's just, it's based, I don't know, your feelings are like your most animalistic kind of just urges and gut feelings, intuitions. I also think it's kind of like your spiritual being telling you something. I always follow my heart. I'll always trust my gut. I've never been wrong. And so I try to tell people that if they learn about astrology, or if I'm talking to a certain sign, I'll kind of tell them, yada yada, you're a Taurus, you're stubborn, but you can try to be more open-minded. You can try to be more flexible. Like, telling people that they have control over how they are is very empowering, and it seems obvious, but it's actually not unless you're very spiritually mature and can recognize that. But I use astrology to kind of point out where people's power is and what they're most conscious of and how they can use their strengths to make their dreams reality.
Nice. I like that. It's very inspiring right there. Wow. I'm a little bit speechless right now.
Well, that was, okay, when I told you that I learned about astrology when I was a senior in high school. That summer before I left for college in Duluth, Minnesota, I had another epiphany along with starting to really learn about astrology, which was its own whole epiphany. Learning about astrology brought me to the idea that I can control how I feel. I don't have to be the victim of my circumstances. Only I can decide what meaning I attribute to something that happens in my life. If you, experience something that you just think is shitty, it's only shitty if you don't actually give meaning to it. Like, give it meaning. If your life was a myth, I took this psychology class when I was in college, and it basically taught you that everything is basically archetypes, If something bad happens to you, what's the deeper meaning behind it? I mean, no one else is going to tell you. You have to just, and even if you don't believe in that, just pretend it, and just, if you had to pretend that it had meaning, what is it? Because then it just puts you in this frame of mind where you realize that you do have power.
This is why I love Leo Mercury's, because y'all just always have something insightful to say, and the boldness out there. I don't have to worry about the conversation being boring, which is just like, ugh. That's really true and insightful, though. I totally agree. Just to be able to have that ability to have the retrospect, or to look at things in retrospect and know, wow, that I can actually discover why a situation happened, which, people years ago would just be forever left in the dark. And it's great that we're in this new age where, such information could be given to us with the click of a button. Like you were saying before, you have your own stance politically. I see a lot of your posts on Facebook. I know you're a Ron Paul supporter as well, and I like how, and true to your Scorpio rising and 8th house sun, you like to expose the truth. You don't have any middle ground. You like to tell it like it is and really wake people up. How's that been going for you? What got you into that?
Well, so here's my history. We already talked about astrology, my epiphany about how you control your own feelings. Then, when I was probably 20. Well, no, I'm only 22 right now. I was probably like 19. That is when I was watching TV and I saw Ron Paul on TV. This was in like probably late 2010. He was very interesting to me. I'd never heard of him before. This was in 2010. Yes, he ran for president in 2008, but I was not aware of him at that time. I was your average teenage girl, just like an idiot. And so I kind of Googled Ron Paul, and from there learned a lot about the Federal Reserve, which you and I have talked about, government in general, the Constitution, which seems like basic shit. Yes, we all took social studies, but there's this huge disconnect and just this it's not clicking how yes, exactly. And from there I got very involved with the Ron Paul 2012 campaign and was extremely hopeful and optimistic that he would win, because I figured, why would people not vote for Ron Paul? Of course he's going to win. People want to end the wars, Ron Paul will end the wars. People want justice in the government, he will provide that. People want to be left alone, he'll provide that. People don't want to pay 50% of their income to taxes that's going to be used and wasted on war and other shit that's not needed. Anyway, so I was very heartbroken when he did not win. And I personally actually got involved. I was a delegate for my my little, what's it called, precinct. And I had to sit through the Republican convention in order to be a delegate, which was like a fucking 7-hour thing, and it was the most boring shit of my life. And all these people are idiots because the Republican Party fucking hates Ron Paul because he's real. And Ron Paul is basically, yes, he ran as a Republican, but he's a libertarian. And the reason why he didn't run as a libertarian is because he already made that mistake in 1988, didn't get any airtime, was completely ignored. Didn't really make a difference, because when he ran twice, in 2008 and 2012 as a Republican, he still was completely discarded. And that brings me to my next point, which is that the mainstream media is completely corrupt and completely bought and paid for by politicians, but also like the pharmaceutical industry. It's all so corrupt. They do not give a fuck about what's true. They do not give a fuck about real news.
No.
They want us distracted and stupid.
So,
and so here I am.
Could you actually clear up, what is a libertarian?
A libertarian is a person who believes in free will. They want people to have the ability to make their own choices as long as they do not hurt anyone else. Libertarians believe in the non-aggression principle, which basically is exactly what it sounds like. We believe in non-aggression. We believe in voluntarism. If you want to smoke weed, that doesn't hurt me, go for it. If you want to drink raw milk, go ahead. That doesn't bother me at all. That's your decision. And that is actually illegal, drinking raw milk. Believe it or not.
Drinking raw milk is illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking retarded? Excuse my language. I didn't mean that. It's just ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's all, and basically, liberty. I mean, we all know the word liberty as Americans, but no one really understands what it is. It's the ability to have your own individual life and make your own decisions completely regardless of any government. Government is brute force. Government will 99 times out of 10 do more harm than good. And libertarians also aren't warmongers. We want peace, we want harmony, we want to have, you know, trade with other countries. It's also about economic freedom. It's really, it boils down to freedom. I'm kind of being long-winded today, I apologize. But you keep asking me good questions.
I love it. Please keep it coming. You mentioned something significant about, you know, making independent choices, and I noticed, you know, we're in a society where I don't want to sound conspiracy to say programmed, but you're basically programmed to...
No, I wouldn't say that's a I would say that's a conspiracy, you're a conspiracy realist, not a conspiracy.
Ah, I like that. I like that. Nice.
True, sadly, though. That's something that I've come to realize as a Scorpio rising with my sun in the 8th house. I love the internet because I can literally research behind the scenes, and it's not good, guys. It's really quite, like, dystopic. It's fucked up. Their motives are basically population control, meaning they don't really want us to live, except for the elite. It sounds really crazy, and it is, but, I mean, if you look around at what's going on, if you look at, it's all at the top. You have to go to the top, and you have to follow the money. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just telling you to go do your own research. Start at the top and look at where the money is, and you can make your own decisions about whether there's conspiracies going on or if everything's just, you know, Pleasantville.
And that's why I can also trust, being that you have such, like, penetrating energy, I can trust, like, the stuff you research aren't, like, bullshit articles. Like, you really do know your shit. And, like, yeah, like, we've basically been programmed to depend on structures and not think for ourselves. So such groups that come in kind of scare people because it's like, oh, wow, we have to do it ourselves. So what do you feel like now that more people are becoming aware, really disconnecting with the reality that we have independent infrastructures stealing all our money, having us owe them? Like, do you think that movement may grow? Do you think we'll still be stuck in this two-party system in the next 2 or 3 elections, or how do you think things may change? Because Pluto in Capricorn is definitely going to shift things as it goes to the end of the degrees later. Well,
I hope so. I'm hoping that Pluto in Capricorn is going to pick up the pace a little bit. I was expecting back, like, over a year ago now for shit to be completely hitting the fan by now. But that also taught me another lesson, which is that I don't know. I don't know if this could... It makes me sad to say, but it's up to the people to stop putting up with it. And sadly, the most of the people, aka the majority, don't really want to be bothered with this negative stuff, this stuff that doesn't make them feel very happy or makes them scared. People don't want to acknowledge what's going on, and so it's gotten to this point where we really are, like, being slapped in the face with it. And it's getting a lot harder to ignore, and that would be Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus in Aries, I believe. And I think ever since the sun crossed Uranus, I think a lot more electricity has been going on with all of this and the square. And now it's a cardinal cross, but I've been really focused on this Pluto-Uranus square. I really resonate with that energy. That's probably another part behind this whole how I am. And I hope that things change. But I've gotten to the point where I'm just going to individually change my life and lead by example and hope that other people do the same. And basically, I'm going to ridicule the people that believe in the two-party system because they are blissfully and willfully ignorant. And I have had it, but I don't know. I think I would hope to say that within the next 2 or 3 elections, there will be a major change in the American political landscape. But I don't know for sure yet.
I could totally see that, because a bunch of these younger children now that basically have all this radical energy that you and I are pioneering are going to be able to vote, and they're going to really shift things ridiculously. I feel like
my kids are.
Right. Pick up where you left off. But I feel like that is very significant. Like, I know that's why all this astrology stuff I do are for the Pluto and Sagittarius generation, Pluto and Capricorn generation, because they are the ones that are going to use all this knowledge and really change the world. And it's just really awesome that we get to be these forerunners. What do you feel how do you feel personally astrology will evolve? I'm really picturing a time where we develop into a society where, you know, people are so fluent in astrology that we already know what the angles mean. Like, we hide our birthdays because we don't want you to know our natal chart.
You're not gonna hide your birthday from me, first of all. No, that is like utopia for me. I would love that. I do see that happening because, you know, I've read some stuff that talks about the astrology of like the next century, like 100 years from now, and I can't remember what I was reading, but it was saying that they wouldn't be surprised if like telepathy was actually scientifically recognized phenomenon that it can be exercised and attuned almost like an athlete, but with your mind. And I can see that happening. Again, I think it's about people themselves in their own individual life deciding to wake up to all of this other stuff, all this other energy that, you know, we haven't been told about. A lot of us can feel that there's other stuff, like if people believe in ghosts, you know, which I would say a lot of people do believe in ghosts, you know. You're almost there. Like, you know, how could we possibly be the only conscious things on this planet or in this universe? I mean, how is that even possible if you know about space and how vast it truly is? I mean, it's ignorant to think that we are seeing all there is to see and knowing all there is to know. And I think astrology is one of those mysteries that's, you know, it's kind of like an occultic knowledge a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been around for a while. It's nothing new, but the more, I think with the internet, people can see charts. You can whip up a chart in less than 2 seconds.
You don't have to draw it and everything.
Exactly. Back in the day, they used to seriously, like, they had to draw it, and, I mean, how did they learn it all? But with the tools that we have today, when you are telling people about astrology, it's not all hocus pocus. You can point directly to this chart that actually looks very scientific and very mathematical and complex, and people don't really see that the way they see a crystal ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I can so imagine like a TED Talk being done on this, and that just completely shifts a lot, because you can no longer say it's just entertainment. When I look at your natal chart, see your moon is in the 6th house, and describe the exact way your mom was to you. You can't say it was a coincidental guess. Like, how do I know stuff like this? And as more people get vocal about it and really start blowing people's minds and opening up their, you know, it's great how quantum physics is exposing how there's really more layers to this reality than we can think of. And it's just exciting to see science like really start to explain.
Catch up?
Yeah, I was gonna say catch up. I just didn't want to sound so like spiritually elitist, but it really is catch up. I don't understand why science has to claim it first before it's recognized. I know we live in a reality where we need things to be logically.
I think that links back to the government too.
And I'm pretty sure the government has their own secret astrologers that have them like stay in tune with the progression, so they stay ahead of stuff before we do.
Okay, this is a little tinfoil hatty, and you can love me or hate me for it, but I believe that the New World Order, meaning like Bohemian Grove, but also the Bilderberg Group, I'm sure most of you guys have at least heard of that. If not, come on, Google it. It's B-I-L-D, Bilderberg Group, Bilderberg, I think. Okay, Bilderberg Group. Google it. It's been going on for 50 years plus. It's all the elitists that meet up together. So that's the kind of people that I'm talking about when I use this blanket term, New World Order. I believe that they do use astrology. And I truly believe that they plan events based on astrological significance that favor them over the people and our stupid little brains that we don't even know anything. So yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, that'll be like just across the board, the whole world. Just I just can't wait till all of this gets exposed because they know for a fact their time is coming to an end. So
exactly.
It's really interesting to see what they'll do. I'm pretty sure they have an idea where they think they'll be able to make a contingency plan and
oh, that's all they have. They've got contingency plans. They're ready. They are ready for it. That's why the Department of Homeland Security is purchasing billions of rounds of hollow point bullets, which are legal to have. Department of Homeland Security doesn't have any jurisdiction beyond the United States, so you know they're planning on using that here. Things like that are completely verifiable that have led me to my mindset where I'm just like, stay away from me. I just want to be myself. I want to live my life. I want to be a human. I want to have my rights. I even, like, I want to have my own chicken coop and, like, have them make me eggs and shit. Like, I want to simplify a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
So, speaking of cooking, are you, do you like bacon?
Baking? Oh, bacon. Fuck
yes.
Oh,
yes.
I saw Alyssa Sharp. She's like, I'm indifferent. I was like, girl. No, but I love bacon. I love bacon. Bacon's delicious.
The bacon.
I love bacon wrapped filet mignon.
Nice.
With some garlic mashed potatoes on the side.
Oh my god. You're making my stomach do all sorts of mystical things right now.
Indeed.
So let's play a little game real quick.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
You should be. Yes. Let's see. Let's play. I like to keep these things Zodiac themed, so I guess we can kind of do what we did last week, where.
Oh fuck! I was nervous you'd say that.
Don't worry. You could go first.
Oh, okay. Would you rather... Okay, what's, like, your most annoying thing that you hate the most?
Oh.
Like a topic or, like, a type of person or just anything that really annoys you?
Oh, I don't like people who are oblivious to the fact that they're making everyone else uncomfortable. That's really annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you like to hang out for 24 hours with a Gemini that was oblivious to how uncomfortable they were making everyone, and they wouldn't stop talking, so obviously it's exacerbated?
Oh,
or would you rather... Or would you rather be business partners with a Capricorn and a Scorpio, the three of you guys, and you are a Pisces?
Oh. Okay, because I would love to do business with a Cap and a Scorpio, but if I'm a Pisces, that kind of changes everything. Interestingly enough, with a Gemini, like, the thing with Gemini, or if it was Leo, like, they would know what they're doing, but they'd still just do it anyway because they think we think we're so cool. I couldn't deal with that.
Let's talk about Leos. What do you think about Leos?
Leos, okay. Interestingly enough, I met a Leo during my first gig when I was working the show last week. And dude does the most Leo thing ever. His moon is in Gemini. He starts freestyling when he plays a beat.
Oh yeah, you Snapchatted me that. Was that, I think...
I Snapchatted you the rapping, or was it something else?
It was the rapping guy. You said he was a Leo.
Oh, on Instagram, yes.
Oh, was it Instagram? Yeah, it was Instagram.
Like, everyone is minding their own business. And we're at the very corner. this dude starts freestyling, and he starts turning to everyone like he's on concert and freestyling everyone. I was like, that's so Leo. Like, this dude had to be the center of attention. He didn't care what anyone else thought. Like, it was his moment, and that's why I love Leo. It's like they will own their moment, and you have a Mercury in Leo, so like when you talk, everyone shuts up and they listen to you. It's like you can't help it. It's that sun effect. So that's a little bit about Leo. I like how they just have this sureness of themselves, no matter who they are. Like they know, all right, I'm the shit, and I'm the shit. Yeah, I'm like that person right now. But just seeing him, like the way he was freestyling too, like you could tell in his mind.
He's like, I'm the shit. Everyone's listening to me. I'm the shit. I'm fucking good at rapping, freestyling. I'm freestyling this shit.
Yeah, and if you didn't listen, like you would go louder until you stopped what you were doing to listen to it. Like,
God, that's so annoying. Oh my God, I hate that. I hate that when people do that. It's like they're talking and I'm trying to like say something in edgewise, but they won't let me put a word in edgewise. Instead, they'll just talk louder so that I can't talk over them or they can't hear me. It's so
annoying. Yeah,
I'm a Cancer. I'm a Libra moon. I'm like, hello, can you tell how I'm feeling right now? I'm thinking that you're being a little rude right now. Can you stop? No, I can't stop. Like.
All right. Well, if I was to choose, I'd definitely choose the Gemini thing because I'd just be too embarrassed and just walk away. But would you rather go grocery shopping with a Libra and have to wait for them to like choose between 6 different jellies with their indecisiveness, or would you rather?
Yeah, this game fucking sucks, Mike. It's too hard. Plus, whatever you're going to say, I would rather do the Libra because I'm a Libra moon and I'm the same way. I'll like go to the gas station trying to pick out what energy drink I want or something and look at like all the different brands, each brand's flavor, and just like stand there just which one, like it's the most trivial decisions that I can. Oh, and when I'm painting my nails, trying to decide on a color is like a 15-minute ordeal.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not kidding at all.
The indecisiveness is real. That's hilarious. So, how about we switch it up and instead I ask you, what are your 3 favorite zodiac signs and your 3 least favorite zodiac signs?
Well, sorry about that. Okay, my 3 favorite. This is my cat Luna. She's a Cancer. So it's very fitting that her name is Luna because that's our ruling planet.
Hi, Luna.
Yeah. Luna, say hi.
Meow recognizes meow.
She's so lovey-dovey. She's not your average cat. I would say Cancer because I am a Cancer and I feel their pain. And Alyssa's right, we are really funny. I would also say Scorpio because I love Scorpios. I just love how real they are, and also I resonate with them a lot. I guess I like signs that I'm kind of like a little bit, so that's a preface because I'm a Scorpio, right? Yeah. 3rd favorite. I'm gonna have to go with Virgo because I love Virgos because we get along pretty well, earth and water. I mean, I've been with my Virgo for like 5 years now, and he's a Virgo sun and moon, conjunct in the 12th, which is kind of funky. Yeah, because that's his opposite house. But I also just like Virgos because they're smart, and I hate people that are stupid. I mean, I don't hate you guys if you're stupid, but
yeah, she does.
I don't. I just like wish people would try a little harder, you know? Like, and I'm talking about when I'm like at work or if I'm at school, back when I was in school. When people just like don't really care
Have
to
common
learn
sense.
more. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Virgos have plenty of common sense, a little too much, because he's always correcting me on the most minute things that don't need to be corrected, but he still does because he's a Virgo. Yeah, I guess it takes a lot of patience to deal with Virgos, but it also takes a lot of patience to deal with a Cancer because we're extremely fucking moody.
Yeah. My sister is a Cancer. Get along like so well. Her moon is in Gemini though, so that really.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. Yeah, my sister, it's weird. My sister, I've only got one sister. She's a Cancer too, and she's also a Scorpio rising too.
No way.
Mhm. Isn't that weird?
What?
Yeah, I thought that was,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck when I saw that. But her moon is not in Libra. It's in Aries.
Oh my gosh.
I
That's not a
know.
coincidence.
I know,
What
isn't
the
it crazy?
hell?
That's why I
Very
love
crazy.
astrology, man. I fucking love astrology.
Wow, that is very significant.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn. All right, and then what about your three least favorite?
I was hoping you'd forget you asked me that. Okay, so here's my philosophy. I am really against favoring different signs or putting it out there that I like a certain sign better than another. Or I'm not really the type to talk about like why I hate a certain sign. No offense to Alyssa, I fucking love those videos. And you rocked it, girl. And you're my idol. and same like with all the other people that kind of, you know, ripped her off and are doing the why I hate you signs or series or whatever. I as a Cancer, I like feel that a lot of people hate on my sign, and so that has made me realize I don't think it's really appropriate to do that because people who aren't really into astrology will read that and take it as literally. They won't take it as that astrologer's take on it, or just one interpretation of it. They'll say, or if you're a Capricorn, oh, Capricorns are extremely depressed and always, you know, in a bad mood or whatever. They'll apply that to astrology, and either they'll agree with it or they'll disagree with it. And if they disagree with it, then they'll write off astrology altogether. So, long story short, I hate talking about my disliked signs, but I will because every astrologer does have their preferences. Let's be honest. Aries, they're just a little too aggressive for my taste. Geminis, no offense, Mike. This is brave for me to say this. Well, I mean, it's not all of these signs. That's why I hate saying this. If you're an Aries or Gemini, I don't hate you and I don't dislike you at all. It's just my chart resonating with the different signs.
I'll say first and foremost, like Geminis are totally insensitive to Cancer feelings. Like we don't even acknowledge them. That's what my sister teaches me. Like, oh wow, you actually feel things.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Especially with your Saturn conjunct your Moon, you're probably like, feelings?
What are those?
Grow up. Okay, the last one. I'm like going through the wheel. Okay, I'm gonna say it. People are gonna freak out. Leo.
I knew you would say that.
Call me jealous. I wish that I was that self-confident all the time. To me, it comes off as egotistical. For immature Leos, they could like.
Most of the time, it is egotistical.
Yeah, it's like extremely egotistical and narcissistic, and but other times they're like the life of the like I said, every sign is good and bad. But if I had to say, those would be my three probably.
I tried to think of the same thing. I'm really glad you talked about that because it's really, once you really have an understanding of astrology, it's impossible to have like a least favorite sign because you just discover the beauty of all of them. Mm-hmm. Like I try to wonder what my three least favorite signs were, and I literally can't because I love every sign. Like they fit into my life in a special way.
Bullshit. Come on, what are your three? You have to do it.
I really used to hate Scorpio.
Really? Yeah, they are intimidating.
Cause I love Scorpio. And I think that's why I hated Scorpio, because I always, whenever I met a Scorpio, I would want them so bad. And then it would just be like they would just like make me feel like, oh, you're not good enough. You can't have all this. You're not
deep enough for a Scorpio. You're a Gemini. Geminis are shallow. Scorpios need something a little deeper.
Like my Taurus gets them, and then the Gemini is just like, hey! But I love Scorpios. I love Scorpios because Gemini is the only sign that can go to the underworld where Scorpio is. We're like the messenger from the above and below, but it can be too heavy sometimes. But like, it's weird, like all my three least favorite signs are like my favorite signs because
you have the most to learn from them.
Yeah, they teach. I would say Capricorn, Taurus, and Scorpio, but they impact me in the best ways. Like a lot of my best friends, not a lot, but I have very close friends who are Tauruses, who changed my life, helped me. They impact. Taurus impacts my 12th house.
Did you just say Taurus and change in the same sentence?
Yeah, can you believe that? Can you believe that? That's crazy, isn't it, though?
It is.
Like, they don't change. But they're responsible for certain ways I changed. Interestingly enough, when I became a Christian, one of my friends that I converted to Christianity was a Taurus, and he's still a Christian.
Whoa, that's surprising.
Very.
What was he before that? Like agnostic?
Just your average smoke every day, drink every day. I don't really care about religion. Now he doesn't do any of that and still looks down on me for reading astrology.
Wow! How about a little bit of this, buddy? I don't get that. Like I'm a Christian. I am a Christian. I was confirmed a Catholic. I mean, I'm not like, I don't go to church on Sundays anymore, but I did just order this on Amazon, actually. It's the Bible. Oh. I haven't actually started reading it yet, but, I mean, I feel like it's something that I should read, just, like, whether or not I'm believing it exactly as it is word for word, which maybe I do, maybe I don't, I still want to know what's in there, because I haven't actually, just because you were raised as a Christian does not mean that you've actually read the Bible. To let me go and say that, because I have not. That's why I purchased it. But I also purchased this, Linda Goodman's Sun Signs.
Nice.
And also her love signs. I love Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon is, I've been hearing a lot of people express their love for Amazon lately, too.
Yeah. And for my political side, this is like these I keep my books on this table, that's why. I also have this, which is Human Action by Ludwig von Mises, who he is this is like a pillar of libertarian theory, you could say. Like, he's passed away, but he's an excellent guy. And this one, which I got because it's Work Like a Spy, I feel like I'm getting the inside scoop of what the CIA's practices are. And I'm reading it like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because it's so evil, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is what we do. We tell people one thing but mean another so that it will advance the United States' interests. And yeah, that's great. But anyway, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
No, thank you. Those are, I want to check out that.
Oh, and this one. Last one. Politics and Money. Gregory Mannarino. You should check out his YouTube channel.
Okay.
I always watch his YouTube channel. That's his picture. Anyway, his name's Gregory.
Wait, could you show the picture again?
Here's the picture. And this is his name. This is how you spell it.
Mannarino.
Yeah, he always does videos about, basically, he's a trader, so he talks about the stock market. And I follow all these people on YouTube, or I subscribe to their channel. I basically have news, economics, and astrology on my channel. I found out that he's a Cancer.
Ah, interesting.
I hate when I can't find someone's sign because they aren't famous enough. But then when it's their actual birthday and people say happy birthday, I always take note of what sign they are.
Yeah, that's always important. Opens up that whole door. I like Cancers because my sister put it a good way. Like Gemini will know all the facts and info, and then Cancer will be like, all right, well, what are you gonna do with those facts? And then they teach Gemini how to actually like use them right and like integrate them. So it's like, didn't think it could be like that. I used to hate Cancers too, but they really teach me this whole new world of receptivity, and like I kind of look at them like almost goddesses now, like gods and goddesses, like very divine energies. Just because they're when the Cancer has it right, like they're just able to really just emotionally affect so much. It's hard to really pinpoint. I don't even want to get into this because it's going to be a whole other hour conversation, right? The mysteries of Cancer. But I'm so glad Jupiter is about to return and is in the sign right now. But yeah, other than that, only other sign I want to talk about is Libra. Alyssa kind of touched on it last week about how some Libras could be really superficial. And with Libra, it's hit or miss. Like I either like meet the most amazing Libras, or it's like, ugh, like what the hell is wrong with you? Like, oh my gosh. But
I agree. Libras, they're good. They're good. They're bad. Just like every sign.
Yeah.
An unbalanced Libra, like Alyssa was talking about, steer clear. You do not want to be around an unbalanced Libra.
Oh yeah.
Or an unbalanced Libra moon. Not like me. Which gives a whole nother spin to managing my Cancer emotions. I have to stay balanced, and it's definitely hard work.
I can imagine.
But probably not as hard as you, seeing as how you've got Saturn on your moon. So.
It's funny too, because like I wouldn't say I'm like not unemotional, because I do get emotional more than you would expect, but it's like so hard to translate those emotions unless I'm using them, because since Capricorn is a sign of using, like unless maybe I need to be sad because it's a part of a script, oh my gosh, I'll own that. And that's one reason why I don't like Capricorns, is they could be so manipulative. Like when they want something from you, they know exactly just how they need to be, what they do, and you just suddenly get this kind of sense like, all right, am I just like objects for your means? And as a Capricorn moon, I totally am that way sometimes too. Like I have to catch myself like, all right, this person isn't just a means to an end. I need to expect them as like another person.
With a Capricorn, you can kind of tell that you're being used, whereas if you're being manipulated by a Scorpio,
you're
not gonna know. You're not gonna know. Nope.
Yeah, and that's why I hated Scorpio too, because my other sister is a Scorpio.
Oh, really?
And oh my gosh, like she's the middle child, but she had me and my sister like on lock as kids. Like she knew how to manipulate us perfectly, where we'd be crawling back to her even though we were angry at her like days before. Like I don't know how she does it still, but I've come to respect that, and not what she did, but I've come to respect like
that ability.
Yeah, it's like so intriguing to me. It's because Scorpio's my 7th house cuss, I guess, but it's like, damn, just to be so many steps ahead. It's like, wow, I don't understand how, like Scorpios just know, at least for me, they just know how to push your buttons and like incite rage that you didn't even know you had. And it's like, and then I'm not a person that ever gets angry. So when something like that happens, it's like, and that's why I like the Capricorn moon, because I can control it and not get so angry, but it's like,
It's funny.
yeah.
Yeah, me, I guess my 8th house sun, I'm always trying to incite that feeling towards, from what I've learned, towards where people should be angry. Because I feel like people are placing the blame for serious big issues. They're not seeing the real problem, the real instigator. And also, sometimes people aren't even seeing the problem. They're not seeing the real problem. They're seeing symptoms of the problem, or they're just believing what they're being, spoon-fed on these, from watching the news, or even reading the news if you're just reading, like, mainstream channels. Like, you need to look at multiple different websites for each topic that you're learning about. That's also how I've gained such an in-depth perspective on astrology. That was something that I learned, is that you cannot just trust one website, because that is just one astrologer's interpretation of the planets and the signs, or whatever it may be that they were talking about. Every astrologer interprets it with their own little spin, and so to get an unbiased perspective, you must look at least 3 to however many. The more the merrier, because you'll learn and take your own tidbits from what you read that you agree with to make your own conclusion. And that's the same with the news, but that's also how I've researched astrology. I have the same, like, critical lens, and with the internet it's easy to just go with the first page that comes up on Google, but you have to go further than that. You have to dig deeper, and that's my Scorpio rising.
You all dig deep. That's the thing. Like, as much as I hate Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, when I look for a wife, I want a wife with those kind of qualities. Like, I would marry a Capricorn woman or a Sagittarius whose sun has progressed into Capricorn when it's time to get serious. But the reason why I don't like them is because they don't allow me to, be immature sometimes and not take things so seriously, like with my Gemini stuff. But yeah, that is very interesting. I can't believe it's already an hour. Like, I'm ready to talk a whole nother hour with you right now, but we're gonna end this right here. I see Luna in the back, like, getting
Luna.
a cameo. Swagging it up. So, are there any last words you'd like to say before we leave?
Well, thanks for watching, if you guys stayed with us the whole time. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel and say hi to me. I always talk back with my subscribers because I love you all so much. And also, if you guys have, like, any ideas for what you'd like to hear about or our next series, let me know. And you can also add me on Facebook because I love astrology friends. That's it.
And with that, it's going to be a wrap. Join me next week when I interview astrologer William. Ooh. He's a Gemini. Let me see if I could remember exactly what his page was. I know it's William something because I just started following him. Will Harrison. That's his name. So join me next week. We'll talk with Will. And until then, peace.
Thanks, Mike.